Hi, this is Pastor Darren with Victory English Fellowship, and welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Theology. Now, I'm going to try to get right into this because otherwise we'll go a little bit long today, and I don't want to do that. Let's get you done pretty quickly. You know, we talk about the Trinity, the Trinitarian God, the Triune God, and a lot of people will postulate or will say incorrectly that that's simply something that was developed, a doctrine developed by the church much later, and it doesn't have its basis in historical theology or in the Bible. Tertullian did first coin the Trinitarian formula in the mid-2nd century, tres personae una substantia, which means three persons in one substance. Now, Augustine, later on in trying to work this out, says, deny the Trinity and lose your soul, try to explain the Trinity and lose your mind. So we're gonna stay away from trying to fully explain the Trinity and just show where the Trinity is seen in the Old Testament. Now, in Genesis chapter 1, we looked at this last time in talking about creation from nothing. And today, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters. So here we see the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit of God being mentioned in the Old Testament, and that is 1/3 of the Trinitarian shield, the Triune God. We see Pater, Father, Filius, Son, Spiritus Sanctus, Holy Spirit. So in this verse, we see the Holy Spirit present. If we continue on, Genesis 1:26, God said, "Let us make man in our image." Now notice here, this is God said, "Let us." So he's speaking in terms of a collective, and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over the cattle, over the earth, over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So we see a reference here to a multiple persons within the Godhead. Now, if we move ahead, we see in Genesis 3:15, whenever God is delivering the curse on the serpent for misleading or for leading Adam and Eve astray, it says, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike at his heel." Now, this is part of a collection of books, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, referred to as the Pentateuch, or the books of Moses. This is acknowledged in Deuteronomy 31:24-26. When Moses had finished writing out on a scroll the words of the law in their entirety, he gave to the Levites who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord this order: "Take this scroll of the law and put it beside the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God, that there it may be a witness against you." So this happening, what incident that happened with the prophecy of the offspring of the woman and the enemy is written down by Moses. And then we see in the Gospel of John 1:45, when we have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, we have found him, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. And that's John 1:45. So here we see the Filius, the Son of God, has been prophesied in Genesis and fulfilled in the New Testament. We see the Father who spoke things into existence and who gives orders, who has priority of will. The Father, non est, is not. The Son, non est. The Spiritus Sanctus, the Holy Spirit, non est the Father. But all three of them, est Deus. All three of them are our God. So hopefully from that you'll get something useful. You'll see that the triune God is part of the nature of God, and this triunity informs us of the personality of God, and that God is relational in and of himself, and that is part of why he's a creator God, why he made us to worship him, why he made us to commune with him, and while we are in his image, relational people capable of loving and worshiping back to him, giving that back to him. Hopefully this has been useful. This has been another episode of 3-Minute Theology. I may have gone a little bit long, but that's okay. Thanks, and God bless you. Have a great day.